Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive right into this explainer on how a culture of trust and continuous improvement actively protects our healthcare organization. Moving from just having policies written on a page to actual everyday practice, well, that's where the real magic happens. In part one, we laid down the foundational elements, but today we are getting into the actual operational heartbeat of a successful program. We're talking open communication, disciplinary standards, and corrective action.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. Open communication, 2. Fair enforcement, 3. Corrective action, and wrapping up with 4. The cycle of trust. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Open Lines of Communication. Creating an environment where speaking up is actually encouraged, that is our absolute bedrock. And early issue detection is exactly why this matters so much. Think about it. When employees feel safe enough to ask questions and report concerns early on, those minor errors get addressed immediately. It's how we keep a small, everyday hiccup from snowballing into some massive systemic regulatory investigation. It really isn't just about reporting problems after the fact. It's about asking, hey, is this correct? Before the mistake even happens. That kind of proactive mindset is exactly what protects the organization, our providers, and most importantly, our patients. Now, we completely understand that when it comes to raising a concern, one size definitely does not fit all. And that's exactly why having a multi-channel reporting infrastructure is so essential. We want to make it as easy and as comfortable as humanly possible for everyone. So you've got options. Everything from a direct compliance hotline and dedicated emails to web portals or just speaking directly with an HR contact, the compliance officer, or your manager. And hey, if you don't feel comfortable attaching your name to it, that is completely fine. We have anonymous options too, like Dropboxes and anonymous forms, guaranteeing that literally everyone has a safe way to share what they know totally fear-free.
But let me be absolutely clear about this next point. Non-retaliation is non-negotiable. Period. This pledge offers you absolute protection for good faith reporting. Let's say an employee flags something that looks like improper billing, but after we dig into it, it turns out to just be an honest misunderstanding of some super complex coding rule. Well, that employee will never be punished, ignored, or treated differently for coming forward. In fact, we actually celebrate that vigilance, because every single voice genuinely matters when it comes to keeping our workplace safe and compliant.
Moving right along to Section 2, Fair and Consistent Enforcement and Disciplinary Standards. Look, to maintain fair boundaries for everyone, we have to embrace one absolutely core principle. Policies only matter when they are actually followed, right? A strong compliance culture simply cannot exist without consistency. These standards have got to apply equally to all personnel. We are talking frontline staff, new hires, clinical providers, management, right up to the executives, the whole shebang. Because trust me, employees are watching. They see what happens when rules get broken. If rules are only enforced sometimes or only for certain people, that trust vanishes instantly. Consistent enforcement is the glue that holds a strong organization together. But how exactly do we respond when rules are broken? Well, it depends entirely on intent. Was it an honest mistake? If so, then corrective education, coaching, or maybe some retraining is the right move. Discipline isn't just about punishment. A lot of the time, issues just pop up from a lack of training or simple human error. However, intentional misconduct, that is a totally different story. Things like repeated violations, falsified documentation, or serious privacy breaches, those require serious action. And in those cases, we use progressive discipline. That can mean written warnings, suspension, or, yes, even termination. And please, never forget the absolutely critical role of documentation in all of this. It's the proof that we maintain an active, completely non-biased compliance program. If a regulator or an auditor comes knocking, we need to be able to show on paper that we responded to issues appropriately and consistently. Documentation is what creates accountability. It proves that compliance concerns are taken seriously. And honestly, it helps us track patterns over time to catch any larger operational issues. As the old saying goes in healthcare compliance, if it isn't documented, it's pretty much impossible to prove it ever happened. Okay, let's head into Section 3, the 5-step response and corrective action framework. When problems are identified, and they will be, because healthcare is a seriously complex industry, we don't panic, and we certainly don't aim for absolute perfection. Instead, we aim to do the right thing. What really matters here is a response. A robust compliance program acts quickly and methodically to fix the root cause, so it doesn't happen again. At the end of the day, we're measured by how honestly, responsibly, and effectively we handle things when they go wrong. So here is our 5-step operational roadmap. Step 1, prompt investigation. Timing is everything here. The longer we wait, the greater the risk. We need to gather the facts, audit those medical and billing records, and talk to the personnel involved. Step 2, repay overpayments. If we uncover overpayments from errors or duplicate claims, we proactively refund them. It shows absolute good faith to our payers. Step 3 is corrective action. This is where we target the actual root cause, not just the symptom, by updating policies, beefing up system controls, and retraining staff. Step 4 is all about transparency, reporting to regulators and payers whenever it's required. And finally, Step 5, learn, improve, and prevent. We track our metrics and measure the impact, ensuring our program gets a little bit stronger every single day. Let's bring it all home with Section 4, Summary and Outro. Together, all these elements form what we call the continuous cycle of trust, fair discipline, and prompt remediation. It's literally a protective shield for our entire organization. By fostering open communication, where people genuinely feel safe to speak up, by enforcing our rules consistently without an ounce of bias, and by using a structured framework to fix issues fast, we build an incredibly resilient healthcare environment. It all boils down to accountability, transparency, and continuous improvement. That's how we protect our patients, our people, and our public healthcare funds. So I'll leave you with this question. If an employee noticed a major compliance issue in your department today, would they feel safe enough to speak up, or would they stay silent? Whatever that answer is, that is the true measure of your compliance program. I really hope this explainer gave you a clear, actionable understanding of how all these vital compliance operations work together in practice. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your ongoing commitment to ethical healthcare. Like, share, subscribe to Decode Healthcare with Harshal.